the theme for this year is about restored relationships. If you connect with a father who is a father to all of you, it changes your perspective about your brother. You then recognize that to your father, your sibling is just as special as you are. He's just as special as you are. To him, he doesn't necessarily look at all the faults. He may even be aware of all the faults, but his love is still very individual to each of his children. And there is enough in a father's heart to love each individual. So the way we can get a better perspective of how to relate to one another is to first look at our Father in heaven. And remember that the Word of God says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. So the theme is a call on us to love one another. But for us to get a fresh view and perspective of one another, we first have to focus on the Father. And if we get our relationships right with the Father, then we will look through the Father's eye upon our brother. And we will be that much more gracious to one another, that much more appreciative of one another. So I hope that as we begin this new year, we can just ask that God would give us a fresh perspective of him, himself, and his love for the world. And through those eyes, we would develop a renewed sense and understanding of how we ought to relate to one another. So I'm going to stop by trying to teach you this song. Ephesians 4:32. Be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, just as God in Christ has forgiven you.
Dr. Nicholas Rowe and his wife Sheila have been involved in relational and inner healing ministry for over 25 years. They spoke about restoring relationships through the 5 stages of forgiveness. 1. Face it. Recognize the hurt. 2. Forgive. Forgiveness is a choice. 3. Apologize. The behavior must change. 4. Repair. Restore broken relationships. 5. Embrace. Forgiveness is an act of liberation.